Hey everybody, welcome back to Lord's War Recap, and at this point in time, we are victorious. Like I said, we learn from our mistakes, and we move on and learn from them and get better. And this is exactly what we did in our war that we just had. So let's dive right in and take a look and see what went on. So let's check this out here. So today we're going to take a look at Lords versus 30 plus OG Aktiv, I guess is how I would say that. So check out some of the details here. We won 69 to 67. They got 92.44%, while we got 96.48%. So, and it was versus our own level, 17 versus 17. So, you know, it was a very solid war on our part and for their part too. Not trying to take anything away from them. Just this time around we came out on top, which is what matters. And so let's check out and see how our Town Hall 10s did this time around. They were quite successful. And so right now we're going to take a look at King Harry. Harry has been a very long time member. He's a co-leader in our clan and is a very successful attacker. Today he's going to be doing an attack on number 23. So let's mosey on down to that target. And Z boss, I guess. Alright, so it looks like today he's going to be doing this comp. And looks like it's HGA, well, yeah, well, no heaters, but you know, the variation, hogs, pekkas, well, one pekka, giants to help soak up defense, mainly hogs, and Valkyrie to help with DPS, and of course he has max royals and whatnot. So let's see how he deploys said whatnot. And so at this point, so he's dropping in his giants to help take up some of the defense. He puts down his wall wreckers. He clears out all the trash on the outside. Wall wrecker goes in. And let's see what else happens. So then CC comes out. Poison goes down. The queen is focused on the CC, freezes the CC, and kills the remaining troops within that area. And so P.E.K.K.A comes out to do some of the distraction. At this point in time, he does deploy hogs, pushes the queen in further with the rage to get the town hall. Drops a heal for a first level support. And at this point in time, if you take a look at the base, all he has left is here. So then, you know, he has 2 heals and 1 rage. So I would do heal here and heal here, but that's just me. But nevertheless, let's see what happens. Okay. Yeah, we put it more on the crossbow. The babies come in to help clean up the trash. Speeds up the hogs to get through the base with the rage. Drops the heal more so because of the wizard tower. And that's pretty much a wrap. So, awesome job. As always, very successful attacker. I'm glad he is back to warring. And so, it's a breath of fresh air. So, thank you, King Harry, for that. And then now, we are moving on to king. So apparently, it's royalty night here in Lords. Go figure. Alright, so King is going to be taking on his mirror, Theo. So let's see what King does. So King is going to do primary a Valkyrie attack. And here is his troop makeup. And so, let's see how he deploys those troops. So it looks like he's going to start off with the Queen Walk. Drop some Valkyries in to clean up the trash on the outside. Bring the Golem in to help support tank. Wall Wrecker goes down. So then, for Valkyries is key. You don't want any buildings that will be a distraction for the Valkyries. So basically what you want to do is make sure all the trash on the outside is gone before you even think about dropping down those Valkyries. Because if not, those Valkyries are going to be like, ooh, hey, let's go after that storage. Let's go after those collectors. And then you're like, shit, now what? So, want to make sure the key to the first phase is to make sure all your buildings are gone where you're going to drop your Valkyries. But see, look, see that storage that's right there? Right? See what's happening to the Valkyries? Yeah, so I'm sure at that point in time he's all like, but then the wizards focuses on the storage and get it down, and then at that point in time they will path in here. Alright, so CC comes out over the Wall Wrecker, so he rages everybody inward. Queen then focuses on CC, and then here's what he does with his witches. So now that everybody's in the core, he pulls out his witches and drops them here and here to help clean up trash and make sure everybody stays within the prime area here. So, interesting look on his part. So he heals everybody up to get through the second half of the base. And then pushes everybody through. Town Hall goes down. Heals everybody up again because of the crossbow. And so it's a Town Hall 9. I mean, so his troops are high enough where this was going to never be an issue. But because it is what it is, we have to take these lower bases every now and then for the better of the war. And that's what King did here. So healed everybody up just to get through the final stage. Make sure that crossbow goes down. And that's a wrap. So that's it for the Town Halls. He has a poison left and he has a freeze spell left. And he really didn't need it for this attack, obviously. But tonight I'm going to try something different. I'm going to showcase one Town Hall 11. And then I'm going to showcase one Town Hall 12. However, my primary focus is still going to be Town Hall 10. Because I myself am a Town Hall 10 as well. But let's take a look at JJ. Had himself a pretty good war. And we are going to take a look at his attack on 21, if I recall. Stonebridge, apparently. So yes, he was successful. JJ did a Dragaloon. And let's see what he did to deploy Dragaloon. But before that even, we will take a look at his troop comp. Here it is. Now notice everything's in blue, and that's because JJ used the power potion. So if you're a new Town Hall and you don't have your troops maxed yet, you want to make sure you take advantage of those power potions especially when you're in war, because your troops are going to be maxed for that hour that you took power potion. And therefore, you will have max troops going after a mid-range base, which then makes you should 3-star that base, because of the power potion will just enhance your ability to do so. However, in this case, JJ brought, like I said, Dragon Loon, so he did 8 dragons, 16 loons, 2 babies to help, Wall Wrecker, and of course he's boosting up his royals right now. One's 42, one's 40, and he's got his Grand Warden going to 6, well, is 6, going to 7, and so he brings 4 freezes and then 4 rages. So let's get the show rolling here. Alright, so here he comes. He's setting up the funnel, clearing out some of the trash in the base itself. So that's why the baby dragons are there. So at this point in time, with the funnel, you want to try and make sure, and I'm never good at air, so this is good for me because I'm learning from it. You want to try and make sure when you're setting up the funnel that you clear out these sides. That way when you drop your main attack, they're all going into the core, and then your baby dragons and whatever else you have on the outside remain on the outside, and your primary attack can just stay within here and keep pushing. And so let's see what he did here. So now everybody goes down. The Wall Wrecker, the Royals, the Warden, the Balloons, the remaining of his dragons, and now he's going to do push time. So he freezes the Infernal Tower along with the air defense, and now the Hidden Tesla. This guy apparently had loons in his CC, so that's dumb. He rages the loons to the second half of the base, and then at this point in time, all he has left of this base is this right here going forward. And so now he has 2 freezes and 2 rages left. Still has his Queen ability and still has his Warden ability left. So rages everybody up to get to the final phase, and then freezes the last 2 air defenses. And he has, the math is not good for the other team. Too many dragons up, not enough defense, and it's pretty much a done deal after that. So let's go ahead and speed this up. Awesome job, JJ. Welcome to Town Hall 11. JJ is the new Town Hall 11, obviously, and so he's learning fast. He has to be more versatile in his attacks, and this is his first air raid using Dragoon, and he was successful at it, so that's great, because then it builds confidence going forward when he gets better troops. Well, his troop level increases, and he gets harder bases to attack. So great job, JJ. Alright, and then lastly for tonight, we are going to take a look at, I think it was, yes, Blaze. We're going to look at Bacon Blaze attack, and he did Jonas, I think the name was. Yep, Jonas. Alright, so for Bacon Blaze, what he did was, we call him BB, and he did a E-Dragon Loon attack, and same concept as JJ sort of. So what he did in his case is obviously switch out the dragons to the E-Dragons, brought a little bit more loons, depending on the base is what you want to do. Has the Wall Wrecker, I'm sure there's loons in there, or loons or Valkyrie, just depends on the base. Max Royals, he brought 3 rages, 4 free spells, 1 poison, and another rage. And well, yeah, so another rage. So total 4/4 is a spell comp. Is a spell comp with the poison. So there he goes. And like I said regarding funnel, when it comes to air attacks, you want to set your funnel that way, and that way your main funnel can get pushed in here, because his main objective is that he wants to take out that guy, and that guy, and eventually that guy. And now that the Town Hall 12 is also a defense, i.e. Tesla, the loons can go ahead and path to the Town Hall, and he could rage on them, or freeze it, or both for that matter, and take out the Town Hall with just his balloons, and that way he could focus on the remainder of the raid. Or in this case, war, I should say. So yeah, he had loons in the CC, dropped the wall wrecker, and the wall wrecker path to the Town Hall, popped the Town Hall, and then the loons came out. He decided to drop the rage on the loons, and that wiped out the Town Hall. Meanwhile, he had the remaining loons over here. He is fighting an air sweeper, and so that posed a little bit of challenge. But he is successful, so obviously he overcame it. But he also has his dragons to support the loons as well, so let's see how he does with the remainder. So he popped his Grand Warden ability to push through, freezes the eagle, and then now he is towards the ending of the base, and all he has to worry about is this area here, which at that point in time he deemed that area the most credible threat to the remainder of his attack, so he dropped the freeze down on that, and therefore was able to push through a little bit more to get that threat situated. And which he does, and so the remainder of the buildings are trashed. And so, very awesome. He said something, and you know, with the other raids, with the other wars that we've had, people are trying out new things, and so, you know, we were trying them out too, and we're learning them, and we're learning new styles of attack. However, until you get that style of attack down, Bacon Blaze said something that kind of stuck with me: stick with what you know. And so, in this case, he did. He knew E-Dragons. He knew how to use them in war, and he's been successful before, and he did just that, and was successful here. And so, that's very sound advice. So, yes, nobody said you can't learn new attacks. You can't try and master those new attacks, but meanwhile, while you're learning these attacks, use the attacks that you know are going to be successful for you, and pick the right base to use those attacks on. It is critical. And so that's it for me tonight, guys. We did very well. Right now we are in a current war. Oh, well, let's take a look at what's happening here. Colonel Brian. We got a live war here, guys. So Colonel Brian is using the wall wrecker to take out the air defense here, would be my guess, and hopefully the Inferno and the Queen. King comes in to help support to get the Town Hall. Queen is still alive and destroying things. And look at Colonel, he's also using a power potion. And so now that half the base is done, as you can see, for the most part, yes, he still has to worry about this air defense and that air defense, but he is going to take care of that with the remainder of his E-Dragons and his balloons and the Warden's ability. So, a lot of ads. It rages everybody up to get pushed in, especially to get to the Eagle. Freezes that area because of the Expo and the air defense. Pop the Grand Warden's ability. Everybody gets pushed through. Freezes the other ad. And then now, at this point in time, all he has to worry about is this area, and it has way more dragons available than versus defense, and it's a done deal. He got the 3-star. There you go, boys and girls. Easy peasy. When it's successful, and when it's bad, it could go horribly bad. But pick the base, pick the strategy, and use it, and you'll be successful more often than not. So awesome job, Colonel. You got yourself a sneaky attack in on the raid, on the recording, and there you go. Got the hundo. Alright guys, that's it for me. Awesome job. That was totally unexpected by Colonel Brian. I'm glad he, Colonial, Colonel, whatever, I call him Brian. Anyway, it was a fun attack to watch, and we'll see how this comes out, because as you could very well see, this is a live war. Right now, it's 53 to 59, but we still have pretty good attacks remaining. Alright guys, I'm out. I'll see you on this recap. Take care.